This is episode 45, and you are watching On Approach.
Who, me?
Hey.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
You will watch On Approach.
Man, that voice was sexy. Sparky already lit up a cigarette.
63, climb maintain 13 down. 13,000, Tempo 63. 63, contact the New York Center 128.3. 28 just with 63, good day. Hello, Captain.
On Approach is a weekly podcast featuring the week's top user-submitted stories and news on the SkyLounge.tv. Back from the dark abyss, we've got Mr. P3 Ron, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Put a crowd or something, a sound of a crowd.
Yes, we must do it. We must do it. Welcome back, sir.
Very glad to see you back.
I'd like to see you back. Turn around.
He wants to see her back. I bet it's as hairy as that chair is behind him. Do you have hair on your back, Pear?
I have, yes.
Look at that!
It's like
Amazing.
A cat sitting on your shoulder.
It is like a, yeah, you're right. That cat tail right there, yeah? Man. Mr. B. Crawley 57 joining us.
Yay. Good morning,
Welcome.
everyone.
Good morning,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good morning. We got Mr. Biarzed.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey, that came
did
pretty
do it.
quick, yeah. Oh, he was under his desk splitting his fingers. He was like, I got this. Hold on. I
I
got
was
this.
already ready. Yeah. I prepped.
And Mr. Spark Smudge.
Hello, I used to go out with a girl that used to have hair down her back. None on her head, just all the way down her back.
Well, fucking Sparks, dude. He's so red now. His ex-girlfriend's gonna write a comment at the bottom of the YouTube video like, son of a bitch, you're talking about me. Oh, man. So Black Friday just passed. In the US, we've got Thanksgiving on Thursday, and the day after Thanksgiving is what's called Black Friday. What did you guys pick up, if anything, for Black Friday? And that can include flight sim stuff, too.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of airports, basically airports, and the Streamcast thing for the telly.
Ah, the Stream Deck. Oh, no. The Stream...
No,
oh,
not
the...
Stream Deck. The Chromecast.
Ah, the
I bought new
Chromecast.
Chromecast. Yeah, I've got one, but I bought the latest one because it was like 35 quid normally and 20 quid on the sale, so I picked it up.
Nice.
I bought 2 computers and the 10.
The
Even
10.
though that was not. That
I'm
was
glad
not
you
a
called it.
discount.
I'm glad you called it the 10 and not the X.
What an Apple fanboy. Listen to the ex-Apple fanboy. What an Apple fanboy. The 10. Hey,
10.
show me the tab. Show me the tab. Come on, let me see it. Let me see it. You showed the back of the phone for a reason, because you're ashamed of that tab. Yeah? You're ashamed of that tab. That's why he's
I
like I have the 10. You see, I got the Googles.
I don't see it anymore.
You don't see the tab? That's what a lot
And
of people
some-
said.
And some applications are actually clever because they hide the tab, like Discord. You don't see it.
Brilliant.
So that's
Just
quite
shrink
nice.
just
But-
shrink your screen, you know. No big problem with that.
Yeah, and the screen is so tall that if you watch a video on it, it doesn't actually affect it. Like, well, that's not a perfect example, but
He pulled up
That's a
a,
rubbish example.
he pulls up a standard definition 4x3 video, bro. What the hell? Mr. P3 Ron, did you buy anything?
Yes, I did. $160 worth of XPlane scenery.
Holy crap.
that's a lot of stuff.
Holy crap.
Yes. I bought Paulo Ricardo,
Oh, yes.
Sao Paulo.
The Sao Paulo. And make sure that you don't have the 2 clock towers, okay? The 2 churches, yes? You
Yeah, but
remember
that's in Rio. That's in Rio.
That's
Oh,
Rio.
it was the Rio. Right. It was the Rio.
Actually,
Dude.
Mr. Pear, we have to talk after this because I want to pick your brains on the scenery that you picked up from Aviation, the lakes, Great Lakes. Because I'm thinking about picking that up myself. I want your feedback on it.
Yeah, I bought all of this, but I haven't had the time yet to test any of it. It's just resting in a folder right now.
We'll keep that in mind for next week. The developer of that scenery actually left us a great comment on last week's video. So shout out to you, my friend, about our thoughts on the scenery. And yeah, I'd love to hear what you think about it once you get it installed and fly around. Do you have the Piper Cub? The ASDG Piper Cub?
No, I don't. Not
Okay.
yet.
We'll make that happen this week because I think that's the perfect plane to fly the Great Lakes. Really would be a great plane to fly around there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. B, what'd you scoop up?
Oh yeah, Louisville.
Louisville. Yes.
Louisville, yeah, and Sabina Gochin from Turkey, and Javisky, Washington.
Washington
Nice.
X.
Yeah.
That's a winner, dude. Washington is beautiful. So did you fly into Washington yet or only out of?
Both.
Both.
I have to comment on this because he was streaming to Washington and he flew over the Capitol, didn't pick out one bit of history, scenery, anything. And I said, you just flown over like the Pentagon, like, and you didn't even bat an eyelid. No, oh look, there's the Pentagon, there's the White House, oh there's the Smithsonian, nothing.
You know, I guess it would be similar to me flying over London, right, and not knowing the House of Parliament or all of these buildings that are just super important. But I'd be like, I don't know, it's pretty down there.
Yeah, Big Ben. Yeah.
I did jump into a helicopter though and make amends, didn't I?
You did.
Yes.
So I actually started that stream off with you flying out of DC and into Louisville, but you
got keyboard rash on your forehead.
Yes, I was knocking out, dude. I was headbanging at my keyboard. Like when you take a long flight in real life, you're just kind of like this and stuff, and you catch yourself. That was me in real life, sitting in this chair. And finally, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna make it to Louisville. And the beautiful thing about our flight sims, right, is we have that wonderful P key, and it's not assigned to anything in Chase Plane. I keep that one free. Until probably the next release when I'll need even more keys. But the P key is free at the time, and I smacked it, and I went to bed.
I also scooped up Wangarai, because that's the first I've ever noticed that Orbix have released something on sale.
You've given me my chance.
That's right.
Yes.
Wait, you've given me my chance. So twice now I was corrected. Twice now in the comments of our videos. I thought I had it right the second time. I didn't have it right the second time, and I said when they update that scenery, I'll get it right. But I will say that this Black Friday, I also picked up Fungaroi. Yes,
Fungaroi.
I think that's it. I think that's it. And if I butchered it again, I expect a comment below saying, "My God, Edson, you butchered it again." But I believe it's Fungaroi, and what a beautiful scenery that is.
I'm flying into that today. That's my stream today.
I picked that up as well, and it's beautiful. But I do have a bone to pick with Orbex.
Okay.
I also picked up some other sceneries, ones that I didn't have in the library because they're on sale at the moment. If you don't know, until January 1st, and one of them is Spokane. Phelps Field, and I loaded it up, installed it, loaded it up. No roofs. It looked like all the roofs had collapsed by snow or whatever. So anyway, and ended up having to go to the Orbex forum and downloading an XML file to install into the scenery config within the Orbex folder and do everything manually. Now, my my moan here is, why haven't Orbex just put that file into the original, uploaded it to their servers, so when you download it, it's already fixed? Is it laziness? I think it's laziness. You know, just go. You have to go to the forum and download the file.
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe there's a technical reason behind it.
Maybe Orbex will let us know. Maybe Orbex will let us know.
Maybe.
But I just think that's pretty lazy, Orbex. Come on, you don't force people to go to your forum to download a file to fix your stuff.
Especially when you control your own store and your own downloads, right? Like it's not like it's not like they have to wait for a third-party store to make the file available to people, and a delay and this and that. I mean, if this is in fact something that's happening kind of across the board to their customers of this airport, and it's been recognized as a problem, then yeah, I guess it would technically be as easy as just popping up that file into the upload and just making it available on their store.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Is it something that affects a specific version of P3D? Is it something that's temporary? There are many reasons why maybe they didn't push an update number out.
Yeah. I've got another call out.
Oh, do we need a new section?
Yeah,
we need.
Oh, damn!
We need call outs. Yes, we need call outs. Rob.
Seattle.
Oh no, that was last week.
Yeah,
that was last week. AVSim, we're good this week. Forget.
Yeah, Seattle Tacoma fiction night trees. There's enough people complaining about it. They look like they're wrapped in cling film and lit up like Christmas trees at night. They look awful. You know, get it fixed. How did that slip through your beta process? You know, don't fly in at night.
Can I have another gripe? Because we're griping, can I have another gripe? Milviz, please fix your 530. I want to start the helicopter club. But the 530 is not V4 compatible yet. Can you please make it V4 compatible?
Well, it works in V4. It just doesn't have doors.
You're gonna make Mr. B spit out his water, dude.
And the engine is.
If you see me flying a helicopter, Kevin, I'd fall out.
Yeah, you would.
You'd fall out when landing. That's for damn sure. Oh my goodness! All right, so yeah, I think maybe we should have a section for callouts. What do you think, Pear? Section for calling out? Yeah.
Yeah. Why
do you happen to have anything to say to Coronado?
Nah.
No? Not this time? Starting off with my favorite part of the show, these are the shoutouts. Top 10 contributors for the week, significantly different from last week. These are the folks that took the time out of their day to share news with us, to reply to topics, to update us on updates for new releases, etc., etc. Without them, we would have no show. Without you, the viewers that submit these topics for us to discuss, we would have no show. So thank you very, very much for that, and keep it going. From the top in the number 1 spot this week, Mr. Dreadmetis. Mr. Dreadmetis, a round of applause for you, sir.
Merci
Coming
beaucoup.
in with 9 Sky 5s, so that's France, yes? Can you say something nice to Mr. Dread in French?
Merci beaucoup, c'est très apprécié.
Beautiful, I love it. Coming in the number 2 spot, Mr. Canuck Shaw. Then we have Ivana Fly, Lewis Bloom, S. Simmons 1958, Mr. Bucknatic 60, Mr. Symbol, B. Crawley 57, Gibbon, and Angeli 662. Every single person on this list got a salute from Mr. Pear himself. Much
and
love.
A thumbs up from Sparky.
And a thumbs up from Sparky. Much love and keep them coming. This one submitted by Mr. Symbol. FSReborn Series version 3.3 released. A topic we discussed last week, but I want to highlight a reply. When asked about the payware version, Mr. Symbol returned and replied with some really cool information. He says, OMG Edson, thanks for the kind words. Although AI Lights Reborn Professional Edition is still under development, here are some of the features that will be included with the initial release. Improved landing lights for AI traffic, improved taxi lights for AI traffic, different strobe lighting patterns for AI models. For example, Airbus AI models will have different strobe lights from Boeing AI models as it happens in real-world scenarios.
I mean, the free version alone has improved it. I mean, it looks absolutely brilliant, doesn't it?
It really does. Works great with UT Live.
Yeah.
The only thing that I see with the third point on the list that we just talked about and different strobe patterns is that the ESP platform, the particle system on the ESP platform, is really imprecise. So to give you an example, some aircraft will have double flashes for strobes, right? You have one flash, then you have two flash, then you have one flash, two flash, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep them synchronized only using the particle system is near damn impossible. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to make this work. With everything synchronized, because it's technically doable to do, the right spacing between the flashes, but sometimes they'll get out of sync.
It does say actually on there the synchronization will move over time, but they're trying to use correction technologies.
Yeah, that's interesting. So as the bullet points continue, he talks about the wing strobe lights operating synchronized. With a technique that will avoid the ESP engine desynchronizing them over time.
Oh, okay.
Also, correction to the ESP engine wrong AI lights behaviors, such as landing and strobe lights will remain active until the AI model vacates the runway after landing. Taxi lights will remain active while AI planes are waiting for takeoff and while they are stopping due to ATC instructions. That's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
AI navigation lights will become active when AI planes are at the gate and the AI model is starting to get ready for its departure, pre-pushback, as in real-world scenarios. Beacon lights will become active during pushback. AI lights calibration and configuration tool with a user-friendly interface which will allow end users to change AI light size, intensity, and other characteristics. Like, it just goes on and on with amazingness. Like, I'm such a lighting guy, and this seems like it will make the artificial world around us at the gates come alive, because it'll all of a sudden be unique and different per plane type.
I like what I'm reading here. I'm wondering if it's an external application, a DLL, effects file. I'm really curious about that and see how they manage to do that.
Yeah,
because a lot of people won't want an external application just for AI light,
Bro, I would totally run one for AI lights.
I assume it'll be set and forget. You open the package, you set your lights, hit the apply button, and done.
I hope so. When
I have
asked,
no idea. I've never used this package, so no idea.
No, I like it.
When asked about the time frame, the plan is to launch during spring next year. However, I don't want to promise any dates, as what matters most to me is to release a good product that every user would love. Milviz announces the DHC-3 Otter, but within the week, updated by Mr. Smurf John, who says it is released. Go get it. This plane is gorgeous.
Radial engines.
Oh, yes. So, as you already know, Just Flight recently released the same plane. And now Milviz comes in with the 1-2 punch, man. Look at this.
I remember when we talked about it a few episodes ago, and we talked about how the texturing and the soul of the aircraft isn't and how Milviz they got that right.
They got that right, man. They got that right. The Just Flight is not ugly. The Just Flight is not ugly. It's not. But there's something about the outside look and feel of the included default Just Flight textures that don't sell the plane. Where there are some user-created liveries that do. Right? I've wrapped it in some aftermarket liveries and people are like, yo, what plane is that? When I fly the Just Flight Otter. This is out of the gate that way. This looks like a user-created work of art, right? This livery. And it just gives the plane such soul. This is beautiful, man.
If it's as good as their Beaver, it's an insta buy.
So one
Aerosoft. Oh, that's close to home.
The red livery in the Just Flight was one that I felt that they did not get right. And I mentioned this in a previous episode, how it's very difficult to get a red livery right. And Mr. Pear, I know that you know what I mean, because you've seen a lot of red noses on people that try to do the Norwegian liveries, yes? And red is difficult, because red can just look like a saturation of red if it doesn't have the right reflective property to it, right? If it doesn't look like painted metal or a painted surface. Look at this red, bro. This looks like metal. It's got a nice clear gloss over it. It's reflective where it needs to be and shaded where it needs to be. I'm all over this. Yes. I'm all over this.
Question here.
Yes.
Does this plane only come with a radial engine, or does it also come with the modified turboprop?
That's a very good question.
I think it's the classic.
We'll look in a moment at the specs. For now, we're inside.
Inside. In a movie where inside is inside.
Have those floats got retractable gear?
Amphib? Yeah, that's amphib.
Yeah.
Good.
Give me that Videra livery, yeah?
They flew these, yeah?
Yes.
In Norway, heavily.
Oh, yes. As seaplanes.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
That's pretty, man. Really is. Look at that. Nice wear and tear. Scratches, scuffs, everything, man.
The forerunner for the Twin Otter.
Look at that.
Very good.
Very, very, very good. And great screenshots too. Screenshots will sell a plane, man. I don't need to even see more. Let's look at some specs. So 4 separate configurations included for landing gear: standard wheels, amphibious floats, skis, and tundra tires. Each model complete with tuned flight dynamics that accurately reflect the differences in performance and handling. The interior can be outfitted for nearly any adventure you'd like, with separate passenger and cargo combinations. Individual passenger and cargo locations can be loaded and unloaded in the sim, allowing for the visual emulation of flying to a destination and back again. That's nice, so you'll see those models from the outside in.
Very nice. What avionics does it?
Highly detailed KAP 140 autopilot. And
GTN.
there we go.
GTN. Oh.
Single 650, single 750, or the 650-750 combo.
Do we have a
weather
tour plane in
radar.
this?
Do we have a what?
A tour plane in this.
A tour plane? We may very well have a tour plane in this. What do you guys think? Sky 5 or Sky Dive?
Very Sky
For
5.
me,
Sky 5.
Sky 5.
as I said,
Beautiful.
I've got their other plane, and if it's half as good as that, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
One thing I've got a question with the WeatherX radar. That's that radar that keeps breaking every time they update P3D. I wonder if it will break within the model.
I'm not a fan of the Milviz WX Advanced at all.
Nah.
No. They can stick to planes for all I care. I'm not a fan of that system. Not at all. Introductory pricing $34.99, and then it'll be going up to $39. So save $5. This one's submitted by Mr. Gibbon. CaptainSim's new 757 video. So if you watched last episode, Mr. Biarzed, by the way, got the gold star for guessing that one correct. It was indeed the 757, and it's now confirmed, and it looks like we've got a video. Okay.
Yo,
So
We had a video.
We had a video. What happened? So have you can you check this, Mr. Biarzed? Can you see if over on the CaptainSim page there's any sign of a video?
There doesn't seem to be. If I type CaptainSim 787 on Google on YouTube,
757.
757. Yeah, there's nothing. The only thing that talks about it is our show last week, and they seem to have pulled.
All right, let's check over on their page and see if we have anything on Facebook. There's an announcement about the paint kit that they're releasing before the product release. They're
That was
looking for
announced
10
on
artists. There is the announcement, but yeah, no videos. Let's look in their videos. Nope. Completely pulled.
it's been pulled.
Quite the mystery.
Yeah, it vanished like if nothing happened. The history just got erased or something.
So I remember seeing this video, and I have a comment. That I shared. I shared it with you, didn't I, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right.
I shared
Yeah,
a
you had a
comment with
comment.
you about this video, and I do wonder if that's why this was pulled. My comment was on the quality of the cinematography and how absolutely poor it was. We have a lot of friends of the lounge that do video production work in the flight sim world. I don't know who made that video, but I don't think it was anyone we know that made that video, because the camera work was subpar. I don't think that that the quality was there, and I wonder if this video was pulled for that reason.
So after you shot me the comment about that, I went back and looked at the video, and for having spent the most part of 2 years in ChasePlane, I know how the camera feels.
Yeah.
And to me, this looks like an Xbox controller with all the sliders set to default. And not tuned at all for
Right.
cinematography.
Bro, it was bad. The moves were bad. Honestly, I think my comment was, man, they should have just let cinematic mode do the work. Like, honestly, that was my comment, right? Because you can tell that they were trying to kind of do the manual work and do manual sweeps and manual, zooms and dashes and stuff. But they should have just hit the cinematic button and just let it do the work.
That being
know.
said, though,
It's all speculation.
That being said, though, the aircraft, from what we've seen, like the
was
1 or
beautiful.
2 screenshot, or if you take the header into consideration, delivery looks marvelous. The cockpit, from what we've seen from the video, looks great as well, because they remodeled it entirely.
The
I
interior.
never had a good feeling about CaptainSim, about any of their product. Because to me, if a company is able to sell all of their product for $9, like the quality is not there. That's just my opinion. But looking at those screenshots and looking at the video, it really does look promising. I just hope that if they release it for V4 now, they'll be able to update it for future platforms instead of just sticking to what they have, like they did with FSX and all the other aircraft that they have. So I hope they update it. I just really hope they update it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The quality of the plane was top notch. It was beautiful. The interior, the galley, where people assemble the food and drinks. All those areas were fully modeled. The bathroom was fully modeled. Really, really, really good looking plane.
They're some of the only ones that do cabins.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate that because it gives a different feel.
Yeah, definitely. Well, until maybe next time, CaptainSim. We'll try and catch the next video when it's posted. Thank you, though, Mr. Gibbon. Thank you for trying. Logitech discontinues the X-56. This one posted by me. A reply from a Logitech support member regarding a shipment of an X-56. The response says, "Dear Timothy, I understand where you're coming from. Actually, we are waiting if this will be replenished. That's why we did not inform you as early as possible. But we have just received an update from our sales team that this is discontinued. Your refund is already in process. It'll take within 5 to 7 business days and it'll be credited back to your PayPal account." This when the user inquired about his X-56. Oddly enough, deeper in the thread was a reply from somebody who potentially was from Logitech. And he responds, "There are some wires crossed here. The X-56 is not discontinued. If you are purchasing one brand new, then they're readily available online from various retailers. If you're seeking an RMA for your current one, then please PM me this support ticket and I'll chase this up." So it sounds like maybe they're out of them for RMAs, but not out of them for new retail sales.
Yeah, I just had a look on the Logitech site, and they are for sale. They're still up for sale on their website.
That's shady.
Yeah, the conversation continued a little bit more, and he's like, "No, this actually was not an RMA, blah, blah, blah." But really, the discussion here lies in our available options and the lack of available options. I recently needed to buy a new HOTAS myself, and having an X-55, I needed to replace that product with something similar or better, right? As most of us do, we kind of jump up a tier if we're able to. And when looking at the available options, really the X-56 was it. And so a scare like this in that price range would really shake things up, huh? Imagine if we lost the X-56. The only option remaining at that point leaves us with like the Warthog, which is significantly more.
Yeah, but saying that, it's with the problem you had with the X-55 and the same problem I had with the X-55, would you buy that product again?
It's exactly why I got the Warthog. A really good point. It's a really good point. So I started to lose buttons, and I do recall you saying you were losing buttons as well.
Yeah, the
I still
looming
haven't lost. I have not lost any buttons on mine.
You don't use them like we do, Kevin.
You don't use them like we do.
But it's a bit of a shady thing, and I'm wondering why Logitech bought Saytech.
Yeah,
and if it was for the resources that it had or the products that they had. Because if they're killing the joysticks, I mean, it's just like he said, there's nothing in that range. And I think that whether or not they discontinue it, we'll see some competitors jump into the bandwagon. We've already seen it with the yoke that they announced at CES.
The honeycomb.
Or early, yeah. So if
I'm
they
excited
do a
about
joystick,
that one.
Yeah, we've seen Yoko the Yoke as well. So there are some players in there that would, I assume, fill the void if they leave with most likely product of higher quality. And I'd like to see that, actually. I'd like to see new players come in and disrupt, because we've been having those same manufacturers for a very long time.
We have, and we've had this scare when Cytec went out of business, right? Like, we've had this scare. And so that leads to that question. It's like, what if Logitech did actually, what if this was true? You know, and Per, I know you're a hardware guy. You like your hardware. You like to display it behind you. Really, you don't actually use it, but you like to collect it. Yeah, you're a collector. What do you think would fill this gap if we lost the X-56?
Well, I'm using the Warthog as well, so yeah, but it's pricier, I guess. So.
But with flight sim becoming more popular, right? With people like Dovetail Games in the business, people like the bush flying simulator, you know, coming into the game as well. That is going to open up this market to a much younger segment, and that younger segment, there's no way I'm buying my kids a Warthog.
No, of course not.
No.
Not
That's
at all.
what I'm
Like, that's
saying.
out of the question.
If you get those small companies starting making stuff,
Yeah.
it's all good, but
You've still got Thrustmaster and
I see it getting expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less
And-
option you
That's
have,
all
the
it
more
is.
expensive.
Yeah.
And Thrustmaster makes their stick. They do have that, what is it called, Sparky? The Thrustmaster something or other. Anyways, but that one's a step up
Something
from
pro.
the, I know, something. It's a step up from the Microsoft, which I think
Black
is
Widow.
what is it?
Black Widow, I think it's called.
Black
You get
Widow?
The Thrustmaster with you have a joystick and you have the throttle and you can detach both.
Detach them. Yeah.
It's a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X.
The T-Flight. Let's have a look at the Thrustmaster options. So they've got the T-Flight HOTAS 1, which is PC
But
and
it's-
Xbox One compatible.
It's not interesting though. I would not buy this just for
it
the
does
lack
the
of-
job, Kevin. It does the job,
Yeah, it's true. I'm not in
and
the
it's
same
cheap. It's
ball game.
dirt cheap. You could probably pick it up for 20 quid, 30 quid.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
about the
right.
price
Yeah, you're
range?
right.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap.
Really?
You're right. Then that's interesting. Yeah, price it absolutely.
That's
Entry
actually
level.
very reasonable price. So I mean, so this would be what you get the kids.
It's available on Amazon for $37.99.
That's good.
They've also got their new one, Edson, which is the TM. Look at their TM one, which is their new stick and throttle. So this is their new. I've got that throttle, and it's horrible. It is horrible. I've got it here, and it is a piece of shit.
What's price point on this?
Cheap.
It's cheap. It's got this smart glide technology. It don't fucking glide.
I feel that way about the rudder pedals with the same technology.
Yeah, I have those as well. It's terrible. It's fairly terrible.
So, okay, so we have the T-Flight, which is in the good category. If we were to split this good, better, best, yeah? We have the good category with the Logitech 3D Pro. I think that this T-Flight HOTAS 1 would fit in that same thing.
Yeah.
It looks like they have the
They
4
upgraded.
as well. Yeah, this one's the one for PS4 and PC. Yeah, so they have PS4 and PC, and they have Xbox One and PC. Of course, PC is the more universal because it just sees it as USB. But then you have this Thrustmaster 1600, which I think, from the sounds of it, would still fit into the good category. Not even better.
The stick is good. The stick
stick,
is very
yeah.
good. I have the stick, the forerunner for this, and I use it extensively in Elite Dangerous, and it's a very precise stick because it doesn't use spot meters inside. It uses the Hall sensor technology, so it's cheap and it's very precise as well. So the stick is good.
So that still leaves Logitech, Cytec, kind of dominating the better category. And then obviously on the best side, you've got the Yokes, you've got the Thrustmaster Warthog, but there's still nobody filling that better category outside of Logitech and Cytec. So scary news. Whether it ended up being true or not, or ends up being true or not, I don't know. Grain of salt, right? From anybody that says, hey, I'm at Logitech, I'll try and sort this out for you. And very scary when you see an email from Logitech saying it's been discontinued. More A2A into V4 by the end of the year? Spotted over on Twitter on Mr. Lewis Bloomfield's newsfeed. He says, I finally got P3D 4.1 reinstalled. Time to add everything back on in time for the next testing and then start all over. Deeper in the thread, he confirms having to test some things in V4.1, which obviously if you do the math, you're like, okay, we got more stuff coming. I want my warbirds. I want my warbirds.
Yeah, they're coming.
I want my warbirds in 4.
He does quite mention there the Spitfire.
Yeah, so he actually says this thread is good. And they talk about the end of 2000 release for something. They talk about the AccuSim Spitfire coming to V4, AccuFeel, and lots of their bits. Safe to say, after a quiet from FS hobbyist point of view, 2017 from A2A, it's going to be quite a busy 2018 as some of our professional flight training projects close up. Apparently they've been working with Redbird on some really cool training programs for in real life stuff.
I watched that video. If you haven't watched the video, it's worth watching because their simulator looks awesome.
Yeah, they're working.
It's based on FSX
directly.
or P3D, right?
I think it's P3D.
I think it's like an ESP-based simulator that's not directly P3D. Because if you look at the, for example, Carinado, they offer products for P3D, FSX, and Redbird as well. It's a different category. So I think they have their own build of ESP. That's not FSX or P3D. I might be wrong though.
Interesting. Yeah, Lewis talks about several other things that he can't go into right now, but he says, but everything we do on that side of things always has a great filter down to the FS hobbyist market. From our point of view, the A2A software simulators you fly at home on your desk are essentially the same to what are used in the certified and non-certified training areas, in areas such as to the numbers, correct flight models, and whatnot. So really cool to see that gap is continuously being bridged between real world simulation and training and what we are using on our computers at home, which yeah, I mean, bravo A2A, keep that up and bring the warbirds to us by Christmas.
Forward to 2018.
Please have a Sky 5 for the great reply, Mr. Lewis. Thank you very much. Yay or nay, alternative to Vatsim may be coming to us. This one submitted by Alpha India Romeo. Just read on FS Elite. It's called Rotate and would be an alternative, they claim, to Vatsim. What do you guys think? We need an alternative to Vatsim?
Well, I leave this one to Mr. B because he's a Vatsim guy more than I am.
Yeah, it lasted 10 minutes and I got kicked off.
I'm going to sit here eating my Nutter Butter.
So Vatsim has its pluses and cons. Just the fact that it's free brings a lot of kids and a lot of unprofessionalism into this space. The goal of Vatsim is really to bring flight sim closer to reality and real procedures and actually give some tools for people to learn how it works in the real world. It's not made for everyone. It really isn't. But it's a very old platform managed by very old-minded people. And it has not moved in a very, very long time. They're starting to do some stuff like overhauling the voice servers and everything, but all in all, it's the same old concept. So we see this coming along. We have another one that I posted on the thread as well that's being developed, PosCon, and there's also, I think, Matt Davies working on one as well. We got Pilot Edge as well. right now. That's a paid service. So we'll see those pop in more and more over time. It's just a matter of seeing which one is the most realistic and most convenient for users. Because this looks like a game to me. It doesn't look like real simulation.
Looking at this one, from the screenshots Edson's showing there, it looks like it's just the United States, and £9 a month. So I don't know.
I think the map is just zoomed into the United States. I don't think that it's only the US.
Yeah, maybe.
They have flights here going across. So.
Yeah, going across, yeah. So, but £9 a month, I don't think many people are, it's not a lot of money, I know. But how many people are gonna abandon Vatsim for a paid service? I know there's people that fly on the one you just mentioned, Kevin, the one that's out in California. Pilot Edge, but Pilot Edge is real hardcore. I mean, you don't go into that faint-hearted. Is this going to be the same? Is it going to be a lighter than Pilot Edge, or is it going to be just as strict?
I think what's on screen.
If it's strict, people are going to shy away from it.
I think it's going to be entry level.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the first step between nothing and the Steam Edition multiplayer, and we all know how that turns out.
Yeah.
And that's the logical step after that, I believe. And then when you're done with this, you can go more serious stuff and do some Vatsim or PosCon or whatever that comes after.
So I wanted to highlight this as well, Kevin, as it is something that we talked about in the past. Global Livery Sync.
Basically an AI package. That's what it is.
It sounds like they're building their own AI package.
Yeah. For 100,000, I'm curious to see where they got those models from.
Virtual passengers. So you've got kind of your boarding service, cabin calls, that kind of stuff. Similar to what's built into, a good ACAR system. Live map, which you would expect. Advanced voice transmission system.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. They have
proximity,
elevation. Yeah, they have elevation calculation and range. That's all things the Vatsim should have had like decades ago.
Yeah. So 55 backers, 20 days to go. $10,000 out of a goal of 120.
Not sure about that one. I'm skeptical.
Yeah, it looks like there might be 55, 56 people using this.
I don't feel that I know enough to
The world of flight is glorious.
make the call.
The scope of the aviation world is immense.
I don't think we need too many of those.
Airspaces.
The video, it doesn't show
You are a veteran or
anything other than real world
no other year to change
footage.
to write the next chapter of Rooms into reality together with the Rotate Network.
So you've not even have a rough feel for what's inside from the video. I'm skeptical. I'll leave it at that.
We'll let the other take it on.
To be returned to, I think.
To be returned to.
If we hear about it ever again.
This one's submitted by Ivana Fly, a preview of Helgoland Professional by Aerosoft.
I don't know how you're able to say that without saying Helgoland.
I tried real hard. This has been kind of a secret project over the last few months, a completely overhauled Helgoland scenery with many, many new features.
That's a very cool place. It's a small, tiny little island out of west of Germany.
Whoa! Look at that approach.
Interesting. Is that going to make it to X?
Is there water on the glass? You see these?
That's 3D water. Oh, you mean that's the 2D cockpit in the sim. It does look like that.
That's nice. All the little cabanas down there on the beach. What on earth? Man, look at the tide there. Look at the water. Look at the waves. They're like, looks like mountains on the horizon.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful P3D water.
Sometimes it's best to leave the water off ultra.
There we have it. A big,
That's gorgeous.
harbor.
That really is very pretty.
Well rendered.
Nice. Ha, the beach. That's awesome.
There's not many Germans there. There's not enough beach towels.
I like
It
that.
is in
really
Germany. They don't need to put beach towels down.
I really need to put a sit down button in ChasePlane for the walk around mode.
Yeah, you
So
do.
we could sit in those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed.
That's not the place we flew into on the tour there, is it? That little island. Do you remember?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Looks similar shape to that island we landed on.
Up north.
We couldn't see it for the bloody clouds, though, could we?
Ah.
I like the way
I
the sand
wonder.
encroaches onto the runway.
Yeah, look at this. The seals.
Stranded whales.
Seals. Big seals.
Whales are bigger than the aircraft.
No, I don't think this is that.
Nah,
either.
that's not the
But that's
same.
beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm a fan. This is a Sky 5 from me.
Yeah, me too.
Looks nice.
This is real nice. Real nice. Gonna be a pleasure flying in there in a, maybe a Twin Otter.
In the summer, though.
Yeah. Or what is the other plane, Sparky? That you, wait, that's one of them. What is this? The carry
As a Briton.
a Britain?
Britain Norman.
Britain Norman. The BN. Yeah, yeah.
We saw one of those at Gosford, did we? Not at Gosford,
did.
but at the museum.
We did. Yeah, Duxford.
Duxford, yeah.
Uh huh. Yes, sir. Nice night lighting too. Excellent. DTG FSW Stephen Hood has some saying. This one submitted by Dread Metis. When the two last DLCs, View and Slew, and Moving Map and Camera were out for FlightSimWorld, not DLCs made by Dovetail, but still appearing on the Steam list, there's been some negativity. From me also, he says, I don't recommend to buy these two DLCs from the community about DLCs and the community path. Apparently, Mr. Hood has made a statement regarding that. I had to browse through this, and he talks about kind of the quiet time and how they're a very refined and focused team that's working on some specific things. But he talks primarily here about that topic. He says, well, the SDK is the next big update. So for those looking to develop for FlightSimWorld, and I hope there are many of you. I do. I think this is a beautiful platform. There's undeniably it's beautiful. And I do hope there are a lot of developers out there. But what I believe is important in this statement is that he says there are no vital pieces of FlightSimWorld which I foresee only ever being available as a third-party add-on.
They want to give the basics so that people can use it and have what they need. And if they want to go over that, then they can get a third-party add-on. I can take the camera, for example. The camera works. I mean, it's in the sim. It's not perfect, but it gives you the basics of how you can do things. It's not great. What I think they want to do is make it great. But even if it's great, doesn't mean you can't have add-on that goes beyond great.
Right.
Because you can't be good at everything. I mean, especially on a flight sim platform, there's so much to be good and bad at.
To be honest with you, I'd rather them have a really good sim with a great flight model and great scenery and a really stunning visual, rather than concentrating on a map that somebody else can do.
Well, I don't think they disagree with you, which is why that's what they've been concentrating on. And that's what he's talking about, is we've been concentrating on some other things, but just because other third-party people are releasing things for our product doesn't mean we're not going to do them too.
Yeah, Stefan should be as good as making presentation as he is at writing those articles. Because that's really, really well written.
It is. It's a really well-written piece, and I suggest that anyone that's tracking the progress of FlightSimWorld definitely head over to check this out.
Yeah.
They're also coming out with the mission packs, Mission Pack 2. And it's kind of a day in the life of a fictitious Hawaiian passenger and cargo transport company. And they're looking for some feedback on names, whether it's going to be Cargo Carrier or, you know, Hawaii Hopper or Aloha Adventure. They're looking for some names. So head over to
White Powder Air.
White Powder Air?
Pigtail Airlines.
Pigtail Airlines. God, terrible names. Terrible, terrible names. Don't ever get into marketing, Sparky. Never. New Albuquerque for XPlane. This one submitted by Alpha India Romeo. Hello all. New Albuquerque scenery for XPlane 10 and 11 that includes animated jetways. From the screenshots, this scenery looks stunning. Can I switch to XPlane already? Says Alpha India Romeo. Have a Sky 5. Let's have a peek. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the night. Oh, damn.
Anyway, 86 November.
Oh my god.
For the win, yes.
Look at the...
Yes.
To the canyon.
You can't beat that.
The reflections on the glass right here, dude. Look at... Oh.
It's gold, bro. That's good. Parking lot. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Dude, every balcony. Look at the windows reflecting on the way up.
Oh my god. Brand new asphalt.
Oh, night lighting on the buildings. Oh.
Depends on the wind, probably around 95.
Yeah. Please give us seasons. We can get all over with.
I'd be happy with a decent camera package for it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you get seasons, all these people that have built these airports are going to have to retexture them all.
Not necessarily. I spoke to Ben about this, and the way he wants to do it would not require. That means, you know, developers could still do it, but would not require people to retexture those. Because in 3D, you can basically say everything that's flat, you put snow on it, and it would show as snow on it.
Man,
So
this is
That
gorgeous.
includes
Man.
roofs.
Yeah, roof and floor and grass and everything. I guess some of it would need to be retextured to look accurate, but I think it's not going to be the way they want to do it. It's not going to be a big conversion. $20.
That's $20 club, man. Like, if you're an XPlane user, go. Quick. Get it right away. That's a work of art, man.
So, would we say it's a Sky 5 or a Sky Dive?
Bro, that's Sky 5 all day, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
multiple ones.
Holy
Sky 10.
moly.
Sky 10, Sky 15, Sky
Like,
20.
you can't, there's no comments. There's no comments. It speaks for itself, and that's the most beautiful part about it. Twitch Clip of the Week will return next week. Due to some long-winded discussions, we actually have to cut this section and Twitch Clip of the Week out to make space for worth mentioning. It's really important that we keep you up to date with all the updates and releases for things that we discussed last week, so here we go. TFDI Design Community Beta Update now available. An update for Digital Design's Salzburg Airport is now available. Gibraltar Professional updated to 1.01. Flightbeam KIAD, that's Dulles International Airport, now hits V2, and that has full support for the Flightbeam Manager. Coronado puts out another list of updated airplanes. This is batch number 6, which includes the Skywagon, the Grand Caravan, the Cargo Master, and more. Aerofly FS2 has been released. FSDG releases Mayotte International. This is in Africa. Wonderful little airport. From Sim Market, update for Lorby SI's Firefighter X program. Majestic Q400 updated. Great freeware brought to us by Mr. Canuckshaw. This is just kind of a highlight. Quebec International Airport. 29 Palms Skiatos updated to V4. The Real Air Duke possibly coming to V4 natively. More on that, we hope, within the next few weeks. The Virtual Festival of Aerobatic Teams releases its 2017 schedule. And last but not least, a landing rate monitor to get some stats on your screen. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us on the show. Mr. Pear, it's been great to have you again on the panel, sir. Until next time, everyone, Sky 5.
63, climb maintain 13 down. 13,000, Tempo 63. 63, contact the New York Center 128.3.